Hey guys, I'm not sure. I scheduled this for earlier, and I didn't even turn on subs only like I said. I don't know. Give me just a second and I'll be right back. I feel like I hit go live before I was fully prepared and I didn't schedule it till 1:30 anyway. So give me just a second and I'll be right back. All right, sorry. I had to get another device because I keep switching back and forth between StreamYard and then just YouTube. So I keep getting confused on what I can do where, especially because I don't do it very often. I'm really really shaky right now. I just ate something, but I don't know, my nerves are really bad. I'm gonna go through and say hey to everyone. I'm not sure if everyone's still in here. Hi, Diana, Pixie Dust Doodles, Autism Mama, Lacey, Lisa, Kinergy, someone I don't know. No, I didn't expect it to be that little of a bubble. And I probably look crazy right now. I've been having to wear my glasses because I had to take my contacts out because I've been crying so much. This morning has been this afternoon, I guess, has been a little rough for me. So, dang, I can't get this to like sit right. I'm really, really struggling with all this right now. Me and my mom finally went to the funeral home yesterday to have everything figured out for my dad. Oh, hold on, sorry. Okay, I was trying to read that, but I guess I already saw that. Um, Everyone's just, I don't know, trying to get through. The kids are kids. I don't know. I don't feel like, I don't know. They're still just going on about life like normal, but not. I don't know really how to explain it. I mean, I'm sure my mom's having a really hard time. I just feel like like I'm having the hardest, the hardest time out like of everyone. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna come and cry this whole time. I promise. Just anyways. So my whole life, the only people I've ever really had are my mom and dad. So I just asked my mom a while ago, how long before she gets tired of doing all this, just this now without my dad here, and I asked her how long before she leaves me too, and now I don't know. I think she's starting to get sick. She sounded like shit yesterday, like her voice. And I told her it's probably because she has, for the last month, been running nonstop on very little sleep. And so I feel like it's all catching up to her now. I don't know. I'm just really, really struggling. I really didn't expect all of this to happen so fast. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I just don't. I keep feeling like I keep thinking I should have prepared myself better for like this, but I don't think you really ever can prepare yourself for this. Like mentally, emotionally, like all of that. So, my eyes are like so swollen and I look crazy. Anyways, let me see if I can fix this real quick. I'm gonna turn my mic and camera off for a minute because I don't like this just being a little bubble of my face. So hold on a second. Let me see if I can figure it out without looking like all retarded trying to figure it out. I shouldn't have said retarded. I can't think very well right now. Anyways, hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, that's a little better. Because a little ago it was just like my face. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. I'm just really, really having a hard time and I don't know what I should be doing. I don't know. I feel like everything I'm doing, I'm putting my like energy on things that I don't know. We went to the funeral home yesterday and got all of that taken care of. Well, not taken care of. I still have to figure out about paying all of it. They had me apply for care credit and my oldest son, both, me and him both. Well, anyways, neither one of us were approved. I knew I wouldn't be. I thought he might be, but I don't know. I just like zone out like a lot. And sometimes I feel like I like disassociate and try to go backwards in time and when he's still here or something. I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like I get lost in my thoughts and I try to like go back there or something. I don't know how to explain it right now. Like, I've never experienced anything like this in my life. I never realized how bad this was going to affect me. I mean, I don't know. I guess you never really can know or understand. And I just have so many things, just like, just nonstop. I don't even know. Anyways, did I not put it on here? Let me do it. Did I put it on here? Is it showing the, so I had my dad's Cash App and my mom's PayPal information on here, and I don't see if it's showing it or not. Because now I have to figure all this out. I'm just so lost. I really am. I'm just so fucking lost. Hi, Amanda. Yeah. Oh, she said, oh, okay, it's at the top. I don't know how to make it at the bottom. Um, hold on. Okay. I don't know. Maybe that's better instead of it moving. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, to be honest. And um my 7-year-old has their playoff game on Saturday, which is also my 16-year-old will be turning 17. I just don't know how I'm supposed to get through the holidays and all this stuff. I really don't right now, y'all. My dad's birthday's on Christmas. My mom's is on Christmas Eve. Like, I just don't know I don't know how to do this. Like, I really don't. So we had, okay, I'm gonna tell you all a crazy story, and I swear I swear it's my dad. So, I'm trying to think. I swear my brain is all over the place. So my dad passed away Friday morning, and then Monday, my mom took my kids to school, and then when she got back here, I haven't been sleeping more than a few hours at a time, and I had went back to sleep after I got the kids dressed and made their lunches and did all that. So when she left to go take them to school, I had laid back down, and when she came in, I guess one of the breakers had tripped. This is so crazy, I swear. One of the breakers had tripped, and when she, I guess, tried to flip it back, she flipped the one in my room. It's like half of my room, and it has like the fan. And so when I woke up, I thought maybe the electricity was off or something, and then I realized the other stuff was on. It was just the fan was off. So I got up and went and tried to figure out what was going on, and that's when she told me it had flipped and that it just kept flipping. So when she tried to turn it back on, it just kept flipping off. Well, in the process of doing that, she had turned mine off too by accident. Anyways, and then I just left it alone until that night we tried to figure out what was wrong with it. And then it just was so upsetting because that's like my dad's department. That's not something that any of us know anything about other than like flipping the breaker back. Anyways, my dad has some electric meters like that you like test. I don't know how to explain it. Anyways, that you like test to see if there's electricity or whatever. Well, he had pawned them in September, and I guess I'm not even in the comments. Hold on. Oh, how funny. The Too Far Gone, not Troll, whatever. Too Far Gone, that's one of Burner's songs. So that's obviously, but I'm gonna get back to my story. I was just wanting to say real quick that whoever the fuck is posting my phone number in like Cash App blessing places and having random people message me their Cash Apps, I will find out who you are. Just know that. Because one of the people are going to send me a screenshot and I'm going to pay them for it. So I'm going to find out. Anyways, I cannot, I just cannot like complete a thought or a sentence or a story or anything right now. I'm so all over the place. Anyways, back to the situation with all the electricity. So I went over and asked my mom because we finally got their RV moved here Sunday. And so I went up there and asked my mom for his meters. And that's when she told me he had pawned them in September for gas money to get to the doctor. Well, the last day on them was Saturday, my son's birthday. And so I seriously feel like my dad was making sure that we knew before we lost them. It's so fucking crazy. So crazy. So I went and got them out yesterday, but we don't even know how to use them. Sorry, someone was driving by. Anyways, we don't even know how to use them. He tried to show he's tried to show me my boyfriend all the time, but there's so many different settings on there and I don't understand what any of that shit means. And he would try to tell me how to use them. And I still don't know. We sort of got the electricity figured out, but it was literally just like the laundry room and the kids' bathroom was what wasn't working. But anyways, I feel like he had to send us a sign about the meters so that we didn't lose them. And then when he passed away on Friday, it was raining. Like weird. It wasn't like storming though. It was raining, but like a depressing, gloomy, foggy. I don't know. It's so crazy. But then Saturday was my 7-year-old's last football game. I mean, other than they have playoffs and then hopefully they'll go to the Super Bowl, but it was his last game and the weather was completely opposite of the day before. It was just so crazy. It was like the sun was out. It was crazy. And then I had messaged his coach. I'll go back and read all the comments in a second, but it's like I'm like having the hardest time just staying on whatever the hell I'm talking about. So I'll get very distracted if I look at it right now. Anyway, so I messaged his coach on Thursday. So it was before my dad had even passed away. And I said, I mean, I guess I just knew that's what was going to happen because it was as bad as it was. Anyways, so I messaged him on Thursday after I left from up the hospital and told him kind of what was going on and that my kids' love for football was passed down from him to me to them. And so I wanted to see if Kane would be able to run the football like for my dad. And not only did they let him run the football, he was one of the captains at the coin toss. So, and they won their game like 40-0. So the game was like overall it was really what he needed and a really good distraction. But it was really crazy. So he plays on developmental and they only get to play the second quarter of the game. And so when they kept trying to, so like literally 3 or 4 times, they kept trying to give him the ball to run with it. But when the center would snap the ball, he was like, I guess doing it too hard or whatever. And it was flying over the quarterback's head. And so then the other team was getting there and jumping on it. And he wasn't getting it. Like it literally happened like 3 or 4 times in a row. It was so crazy. And they just kept trying to get him the ball. And then finally the second quarter was over. And then, so that was the only time he really gets to play. So they have white team and blue team. Well, the white team is developmental. And so then the blue team scored a touchdown, like right as soon as we went into the third quarter. And so then they let him go out there with the blue team to try to run in the extra point. And they handed him the ball and he ran and he didn't make it all the way in and 2 kids tackled him. But he wasn't upset that he didn't get the extra point. He was so excited that he got to play with the blue team. He got to play with most of those kids are bigger and have been playing a little bit longer or whatever. So, I mean, it's K through second. And so he could have played last year, but I don't think he was really ready last year. And I don't think he thinks he was really ready last year. I think after he played flag football in the spring, that's when he decided he wanted to try. But anyways, he was just so excited that he got to play with the good team. Yeah, so at least that was like, but it's like I'm having a really hard time because Saturday is his playoff game and also my son's birthday. And I'm having a really hard time like looking forward to any of it, or I don't know. And it really sucks for Caden, because 2 years ago, the day after his birthday, his uncle Amos died. And so then now, a week, like Friday, and his birthday's Saturday. So a week before his birthday, his poppy passed away. So now I feel like every year he has a week before his birthday and the day after his birthday is just like a reminder of all the loss. I swear this time of the year is just like always like this for us. And I don't know. I mean, is it I'm going to go read comments now. Is it like it for other people? It's like this time of the year always like this. I just don't understand. And all my kids' birthdays like start back to back in September. Well, kind of. September, October, and November are their birthdays. And then my boyfriend's birthday, my mom's birthday, and my dad's birthdays, they're all in December. I don't know. I'm starting to really hate this time of the year. I don't want to celebrate. Anyway, so when he went in the hospital 3 weeks ago or whatever, all I wanted was just to get through the holidays and not have to be doing this. And now, obviously, like, I have to figure out about all this money, and I'm not being able to work. My car is like a part in the backyard, and I got to come up with the money to buy the part for that, which I couldn't do until we took it apart, because the core charge is almost the same price as the damn part. I don't know. I swear, I just feel so fucking lost. And UPS is outside, and I don't know if they're across the street or here. Anyways, I'm gonna go read some all these comments I missed, because I'm having a really hard time focusing on anything or um I'm just trying to catch up, sorry. I don't know who. I would think that it's that Missy chick and Shannon and Olivia and all them fucking hateful ass hoes that are doing the fucking I was literally on my way to the funeral home yesterday and getting all these random text messages from people just sending me their Cash App, and I don't even fucking have Cash App. And so I started responding to them after Mindy's cult survivor told me, she said, ask them to send you a screenshot of where your phone number is posted and tell them that you'll send them money on Cash App, which I don't have Cash App. I would have had to do it some other way. And I will. If they fucking answer me and tell me who the fuck it is, I will send them some money for telling me. Anyways, yeah, so I'm on my way to the funeral home yesterday. And I'm just getting like random text messages from people. I don't know. So I don't think I told y'all. Yeah, I don't have Cash App. They closed mine down a long time ago. He's sending you little stuff. Okay. Sorry, I'm just really trying to get caught up real quick. So I do believe, and I feel like, okay, so who said, okay, Autism Mama says, if you believe spirit sends you little messages. So I do believe, I feel like, I don't know, I have the weirdest intuition, and it took me like a long time to like really listen to it. And I don't think I really still like fully listen to it or and whatever, but I don't know. I feel like different little signs. At first, I kept saying that I feel like the electricity stuff was. This was before we realized about the meter. I was like, I feel like he's messing with me, being like, "See, y'all needed me," or I don't even know. I like so at first I thought he was just messing with me like that, and then when I realized that the meter, the last day on it was Saturday, so then I was like, I feel like it was like a sign, so we knew because none of us would have thought about it. And I don't think my mom knew that he pawned it when he did, but that was in September. Nobody has thought about that and or was going to. Um, yeah. My dad passed away on Christmas Eve when I was 15. Yeah, no, I just keep really trying to keep things normal for the kids and I don't know. Hi Victoria. I don't think I saw you yet. Okay, I'm finally caught up. Um So I did the stupidest thing last night. Not stupidest thing. It was weird, and my boyfriend acted like it was really weird. So Friday, on the way. Okay, let me back up. I kind of want to explain about the whole situation with my dad passing away, like what happened, and then kind of from then to now. I think. Okay, so he was supposed to go see the cancer doctor on Friday. And I had called to schedule like medical transportation because we were trying to figure out how we were even going to get him there. And at this point, I kind of feel like they knew he wasn't going to make it to that appointment. I feel like they sent him home, like partially paralyzed, um, to suffer for a week. And I feel like they knew he wasn't going to make it back to the appointment or something. I don't know. I'll get to all that in a minute, I guess. But so, um, he came home on Halloween, so the Thursday before, so almost 2 weeks ago tomorrow. He came home that Thursday here to my house because he was going to have to be in the wheelchair. But from the time he got here, he was in the bed. He couldn't do anything. And he just got so bad so fast. So they sent him home with a PICC line because his cancer doctor was still planning on doing more chemo. None of this really makes any sense. But several people stood there and told us at the hospital that Tuesday that they wouldn't send him home with the PICC line. And then they did. Anyways, so they changed all his medicine and literally then sent him home. So, I had called the patient advocate on Wednesday when they were trying to send him home. And I don't know. I don't even know what the fuck. I swear I get so lost. My brain is so all over the place right now. And this is with my medication. So I couldn't even imagine if I wasn't taking any of it right now. Anyways, I was really trying to get to the point of from now. I don't know. So last Thursday, we called 911 because he had been pooping nonstop. Not nonstop, but more than he should be. And at that point, my mom is like having to change him constantly. And anyways, he was just getting worse really fast and kind of seeing things that weren't there and not very coherent. And so Wednesday I was at work and my mom said she was going to call 911 when I got home. And I was like, well, the kids will all be there by then. I was like, why would you wait? Why wouldn't you go ahead and do it? And then I guess she decided to wait and see how, because They sent him home on gabapentin 3 times a day, and I really feel like that was what was causing him to really struggle, like, mentally. So she stopped giving it to him Wednesday morning was the last time he took it. And then Wednesday night, he slept. Like, he has not slept like that since, like, weeks. Well, for the week he was here for sure. It was like he would sleep for 15 minutes at a time and wake up like, I don't know, freaked out. Anyways, so we called 911 on Thursday, and the way they had to carry him out of here, like, it was just, I don't know, it's all just so fucking traumatic. But I'm glad he was at the hospital and not here, because I feel like that would have been even worse for the kids. Anyway, so Thursday, they take him to the hospital, and I was in such a rush to go up there. But then I guess once it all like hit me, I was like kind of scared to go up there. I was kind of scared that by the time he got there in the ambulance, it was going to be too late, or I don't know. I don't know why I was so scared to go up there, but I wanted my mom to get there first and then let me know to come. I don't know. But so I guess by the time she got there, his blood pressure was like 80 something over 60 something, or I don't really remember. It was pretty low. It was, I swear it was like half of what it should be. And he had pneumonia, and he has COPD. So that was already really bad. And then he was in septic shock. So, which I'm pretty sure, I swear, I fully believe was from the PICC line. And I'm working on trying to, like, figure all that out and see what I can actually be able to prove. And, ooh, the wind just, like, blew some weird, I don't know, that was really weird. The wind's blowing hard, but it made, like, a whistle noise all of a sudden. That was really weird. Anyways, so then Thursday, I went to the hospital and I saw him. And at first, when I walked in and I was crying, I said, I started to say, don't do this or something. I don't know what I was trying to say, but then I realized that I couldn't put that on him. I couldn't tell him that, because obviously it's not like he has any control over any of it. And so then I quickly changed and just was crying and told him I love him and that I don't want him to give up, but it's okay if he can't fight anymore. Like, I wish I could remember what all I said. I just really wish I could. And then they came in and were talking about moving him up to the ICU from the emergency room. And so then I left to go to my 15-year-old's last football game, which I was so torn about going or not going. And now I kind of wish I would have just stayed at the hospital. I feel like I knew when I left there I kind of felt like he wasn't going to make it through the night. But then they made my mom leave at 9 o'clock, which is so crazy because everybody else is telling me maybe it's just here. I don't know. I don't really understand that. So they made her leave at 9 o'clock. And then the next morning, so Friday morning, this is crazy. So Friday morning, when she got back to the hospital, he basically waited all night for her to get there so that he could tell her he was ready to go. He said, I'm ready to go, which he was like drowning from the pneumonia. He was like all gurgly. And so when my grandma passed away, it was sudden. And my mom, for the last, I'm trying to think what year that was. I think it's been almost 10 years. January 2nd will be 10 years, I think. I think. Anyways, so my mom for the last 10 years has really, really struggled with everything from my grandma passing away. She feels like there's just a lot of stuff that was left unanswered and it was sudden and not expected. And my mom has really struggled with it. And so I feel like because of that, my dad suffered and fought all night from the time she left until she got back at almost 9 o'clock that morning. It was like 8:50 when she got there. And he waited until she got there to tell her that he was ready to go. And then he did. And so, like, I don't know. I'm glad she was there and he wasn't by himself. I'm glad he let her. I'm glad he fought all night until she got there so that she was able to have that goodbye that she didn't get with her mom. Like, I don't know. My mom and dad have been together 41 years last month. And they didn't get along most of it. And they fought and bickered and couldn't stand each other. But I don't know. No, they didn't send him home on hospice, and that's the fucked up part. Okay, so let me get to all this. So that was on Friday, and then Saturday my son had a game, and then Sunday we had to get their RV moved over here. And then so during this time, my mom had been like looking at his my chart over all the doctor's notes and the nurse, like every single person that came into contact with him in the hospital left like extensive notes of everything that had happened and was said. And so she had been looking through that, like I guess like Saturday and Sunday, just there was so much stuff in there that they didn't tell us. And I mean, we could have went and looked, but when I tried to go look at that, there's so much stuff on there and so many different tabs and options and doctors. And it's really confusing to navigate if you don't know what you're looking at and what you're looking for. Anyways, so she had been looking through it on Saturday and Sunday. And then yesterday we realized they had already disabled it. And I don't know if they normally do it that quick or what, but there's so much stuff in there. Like they didn't tell us. There's so much shit that they did wrong. They knew sending him home that no home health place was going to come out here. The PICC line dressing was supposed to be changed in a week. And well, it was supposed to be changed on Wednesday and we called 911 on Thursday. So I really fully believe that that's where the sepsis came from, the PICC line. But anyways, so I called the patient advocate back yesterday because I want to find out, like, I don't know, I want all these records and stuff. Like, I just have so many questions and so many things I feel like were just done so wrong. I feel like obviously he had liver cancer and it was in his spine and all that. It was really bad. I mean, it wasn't going to get better. It wasn't, but the cancer doctor literally left the PICC line because he was going to do more chemo. And I just don't understand that. I just don't understand any of it. But when I called the lady yesterday, no, I called and left a message Monday. She called me back yesterday. And I mentioned when he fell and hit his head, like, I'm trying to think if I can. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I have his phone. Let me show you the picture. I really wish I had a more recent picture of it, though, of his head. I don't think I do. It was so bad. 3 weeks later, it was still so fucking bad. And they never contacted us to tell us anything about it. When he fell and hit his head, they never, when we came to the hospital, never told us what happened. They never tried to call us, never, nothing. I'm just like going to stare at the phone now and not figure out what the hell I'm doing. I don't know. I just feel like they did so much shit wrong. And what it basically boiled down to was Medicaid. The bruise, though, was so bad. 3 weeks later, it was so bad. I don't think I have any pictures of it, though. Having his phone has been really rough, too. Seeing everything. And when he was in the hospital, and even when he was here, like, he was sending us voice notes, like, because he couldn't really type everything, hold the phone up. I don't know. Especially once he was here, they had him, the medicine and whatever was like, he was just like really out of it. Um, I feel like I have just like rambled on, and I don't know if I've even said anything that made any sense. No, they wanted to send him to the nursing home, and they wanted to send him to the nursing home. None of it really, I'm telling you, none of it really makes sense, because his cancer doctor did not come up there once the whole 2 weeks he was in the hospital, but yeah, ordered like another round of chemo while he was in there. From Thursday to Saturday, they had like bags of chemo running. And that was the weekend before. So he was released on Halloween. So that was like the Thursday to Saturday before that. I don't know. And I am going to contact a lawyer because I found one. Actually, I was looking up stuff. So the hospital is UT Tyler, and so it's a teaching hospital. And so I was reading some stuff. Apparently, they are less liable for a lot of things because they're a teaching hospital. Um, so I was reading about this attorney that was filing this lawsuit for this man that um, went and had some tests ran by, I don't know, it was a urologist, I believe. And him and his PCP kept trying to get the test results, and then couldn't get in contact with anyone at the office. And then so he assumed that meant no news was good news. And 18 months later, his PCP sent him back there. And that's when they, I guess, finally told him, he finally found out he had cancer for that whole 18 months. Same hospital, same whatever. And so I guess when they were trying to look into whatever, the way that they had him hired as a professor, like made him not like liable, I guess. I don't know. But anyways, that's why I kind of want to contact this attorney, because he's dealt with this specific hospital and similar situation. And my dad went through something similar when he had some nodules biopsied in his throat, which is really where I believe the cancer started, even though they said that those were not cancerous. Everything that I have read says liver cancer usually spreads from somewhere else, and they have it listed as secondary, but there is no primary. None of it really makes any sense. But anyways, but after the doctor did the biopsy on the nodules in his throat, she disappeared. She's back at the hospital now, but for over a year or longer, we were like, I remember we were trying to find him another dog. I think it was the ENT, ear, nose, throat. Anyways, and so I remember we had like tried to find him another doctor and all of that. Like, I don't know. At the same hospital, he had bypass. I believe it was quadruple bypass in December 2020. And so it was during COVID. And so no one really could be in the hospital. I think maybe like my mom was there, but it was like only certain, I don't really remember the restrictions. It was crazy. But I remember he was calling us because they had him sitting there in pee for hours. and no one would come and like change it, or I don't know. I just remember we were having to call up there because we couldn't be up there. I don't really remember. But I forgot about all of that until my mom mentioned it the other day. And I'm sure I assumed at the time it was just because like COVID and whatever. But obviously, if I would have realized all this, like I just wish I would have done so many things different. I mean, don't we always? I worked for hospice, and there's no way he didn't qualify, especially being home. Oh, here's the other thing. He would have turned 65 next month. And so when I called to try to get home health to come out, no one would accept Medicaid. They all said basically call us back December 1st. And I'm sitting here thinking he's not going to make it till then. And obviously he didn't. But hi Ashley. I'm hoping that if I can prove that the PICC line is what caused the sepsis, I don't know. I was reading that if it's not placed properly and all, like I don't know what all. He was only at the hospital out here from the ER to the ICU for less than 24 hours. So I don't know what all like tests were ran. I don't know what all. I know when I was in there before I left, the ICU doctor had came in there and was talking to us, and that was when we were discussing the DNR and all of that, because when he went to the hospital in Tyler, he had he signed one and then took it back because of me. Because heart wise, I understood him signing it. As far as if his heart stopped, I understood, but I wasn't really understanding what that would mean as far as like if he was having trouble breathing or something. I didn't want them to not do whatever needed to be done. And I don't know. I didn't really fully understand it, and I still don't, especially when they talked to us about it out here, and then we agreed to it because he was so bad by then. With the pneumonia and the septic shock and all that, there was really nothing I don't think that they would have been able to do. But I just feel like the other hospital sending him home like that, like set him up to die a lot faster and suffer in the process. I'm glad we didn't let him go to the nursing home. I just tried to be glad that we got to spend the week with him that we did here instead of him being up there. Every time we went to see him in the hospital, it was really stressful, like taking the kids up there. There's a bee. I don't know where it even came from. Taking the kids up there and whatever, it was like really stressful going to visit him in the hospital. So, and I wouldn't have wanted to take him to the nursing home, and I would have, but I don't know. I just try to like be thankful that the kids were able to go see him every morning and tell him bye before they left for school for like that whole week. And I don't know. I'm just like so fucking lost. Thank you, Nani. During COVID, so many patients were neglected because no one could visit and see what was happening. I was disgusted and left the medical field for a couple years. Yeah. I don't know. And it's what really is crazy is that there's another hospital right next to this hospital. And I kept asking my mom, like, within the last month, I was like, why can't he would have had to transfer everything, find new doctors, all of that. And the fact that he was on Medicaid only wanted to pay for, and that was why they were in the biggest hurry to send him out of the hospital before he was ready to be sent from the hospital. Is because I'm sure when he went in, they billed Medicaid for whatever, and then Medicaid only pays for however many days. But at that point, they could have went in and put that more care was needed and got it covered, but they were just in a hurry to be done with him, basically. But the fact that me and my mom verbally told them that he wasn't safe to be discharged here, nursing home, wherever. Like, we kept telling them. Like, I don't know. I feel like they should have not ignored us and whatever. And that's why I feel like maybe that's why I'm like so mad about it, is because we knew that it was not a good situation. And I don't know. I wish I would have, I wish I would have done a lot of things. And that's where I'm stuck right now. I wish I would have fought harder with the hospital. I wish I would have been up there more, but I couldn't have been. I didn't. I'm still fucking dealing with my car shit. It's just fucking stupid. I don't know why this one right here, my eye looks really swollen right there. I guess from crying. I don't know. When I woke up this morning, I swear it almost looked like I had pink eye. And it doesn't now, but it, like, maybe, I don't know, maybe I was just really tired, but my eyes were like really weird. Yeah, and Tyler at UT Tyler. And then out here in Greenville is where, so when we called 911, so we had an appointment on Friday with the cancer doctor. And so when we called 911, we tried asking if they would take him out there. But part of me was like, didn't really want them to take him out there because I didn't trust them to do the right thing anymore. And obviously I've never been through anything like this in my life. So I really didn't know, what to expect. I really didn't know what I should be doing or shouldn't be doing. Like, and so that's a hard thing. I just keep thinking if I would have done this differently, or if I would have done this differently, like, I don't know. I'm glad I'm glad that I'm at a different place in life right now than like 10 years ago, even, because I've never really been through anything like this. But when my friend Kayla, that I've talked about, when she was shot, and I had like extreme guilt over knowing that I could have prevented it from happening if I didn't lie and tell her I wasn't going to be there that day, and I would have just went and picked her up. Anyways, I had a really hard time dealing with that. Um, so I, at this point, was like a single mom of 3 small kids for the first time as an adult. And I was really lost and confused, and I felt so much guilt, and I stayed not in my right state of mind for about 2 weeks. Like, at that point, my doctor was, for anxiety, my doctor had prescribed Xanax. I think it went from Xanax to Xanax XR and then Valium, which, whatever. But anyways, and I was definitely overtaking it at that time for like 2 weeks because I couldn't, I don't know if I couldn't deal with the fact that she was gone necessarily, or I couldn't forgive myself. I don't know. And so I'm just like, keep thinking, if I was like that then, like, how am I going to get through this now when this is like on a whole different level? When we went to the funeral home yesterday and they were doing like the obituary, I had to have him fix part of it because when he lists all the grandkids' names and said, what did it say? Will be missed, like on special occasions or something like that. And I was like, he wasn't a special occasion poppy. He was in their everyday life poppy. Like, literally, that's like really the hardest part for me right now, is that everything that I did every day like involved my mom and dad. They were like literally a really big part of my life and my kids. And trying to adjust to all of this is really hard. So, girl, that's a fact. You could never win. They are an army, and there's so much fun print. They get away with so much they shouldn't. It's outrageous. Um, well, so that's what I was saying. So I did. I just read about an attorney. I guess that was like finding. I don't know. He was like calling out them, hiring them under professor status, even though they're not teaching anything. And so they were showing that it was basically illegal for them to try to get government immunity by saying um, they work for the school. But then when I was reading, it was like the school part only owns like 30%. I don't know. Anyways, there was like a bunch of loopholes on both sides. I don't know that anything can be done or will be done, whatever, but I'm just gonna try to contact somebody because I don't know. I'm just so mad. I'm so mad at the world. I'm so mad at my sister. I'm so mad at so many people for like letting him like die feeling like no one gave a shit. Like he would literally do anything for anybody. And the people that he would like literally give his own life for let him die feeling like they abandoned him and didn't give a shit. It's so crazy. Especially my sister because he could have left her with her mom and let her live a completely different life. And instead he fought for custody, had full custody, raised her like and I really don't even know what her problem is and I don't care to know at this point. I don't care if I ever speak to her again. I haven't talked to her since any of this happened. She tried to call me last night and when the people were finally coming to pick up the bed and wheelchair, the wheelchair that never even got used. Um, Anyways, I was gonna say that earlier. Friday on my way to the hospital. So after my dad, after his heart stopped, after he said he was ready to go, and then his heart stopped, my mom went outside and sat in the car until me or she was trying to have my oldest son, and I didn't want him to have to deal with that. So I came and I had him come and sit with the other kids, and I went up there and just really just to sign a paper to say what we were gonna do. But literally on the way there, I already called the people to come pick the bed and wheelchair and stuff up. I wanted it out of here. That's what I was saying last night. I mean, earlier. God, I'm so all over the place. Anyway, so last night before they came and got the bed, I went in there and I lifted up the back of it, how he had been laying with it. And I put his pillow that he had been using up under my head. And he had this little wedge because he had the worst bed sore and they literally didn't send us home with anything to take care of it. Like of all the cancer pain and all of that, like the morphine was helping all of that, but it did not touch this bed sore. Like it did not help that pain. And so he had this like little wedge pillow thing that we would try to put up under his side and to try to like lift him up a little, like over a little. Anyway, so before they came and got the bed last night, I went in there and I lifted the back of it up and I put the pillow under my head and I put the little wedge and I just like sat there for a second. And then when I told my boyfriend about that, he acted like that was so weird. I was like, well, I just wanted to like see what he saw or I don't know. Wanted to lay where he laid before they come get it. I don't know how to explain it, and that may be really fucking weird, but Yeah, no, and see, I feel like that's the biggest problem with me is the PICC line, and especially if that's where the sepsis came from. Because the caseworker stood in there and told us. And she was, so all the residents were really like pushing for a nursing home. And then the caseworker came in there and said because Medicaid wouldn't pay for, once he went to a nursing home, Medicaid wouldn't pay for any more cancer treatment or physical therapy. That's what the caseworker told us. And then she told us that they would not send him home with the PICC line. And then they did. I don't know. Again, there was so much stuff in his in the notes and whatever of my chart, like that they just didn't tell us. They really weren't telling us anything. Like my mom would go home and come back up there every day, and so it's like they were coming in and telling him things when she wasn't there. Like he was able to relay that information to us and whatever. And so it's like they really weren't telling us much of anything. And then they went through all this trouble with these back braces for him to be able to sit up. And now I have these two, like, probably expensive ass back braces, and I don't even know what I'm supposed to do with them. When they came and got the bed and the wheelchair, they wouldn't take the potty chair, even though it never got used. Which, I mean, I understand, like, sanitary wise, but it didn't even get used. So I guess I'm gonna post it for free and see if anybody needs it. Chris said, Amber, I'm truly heartbroken for what you've been through. I'm going through the same thing, but my mom on July 5th, so I'm at the 4-month mark, feeling your pain and reliving my own. And it really fucks with me because he was only fucking 64. He didn't even, and that's what my mom keeps saying. Like, he didn't even, like, he worked most of his life and paid in all this money. Like, thankfully, he, like, started getting his, like, whatever, Social Security, whatever, like, early, or he would have never gotten any of it. And then we realized my oldest son's football number this year was 64. I don't know why it didn't register in my head or whatever. So that's pretty crazy too. Because he, like, literally a month and a half before he turned 65. I mean, Medicare and all that was already approved. Like, it literally is already, we already got letters and all that it went into effect December 1st. I swear yesterday I said I almost feel like they were trying to make sure he didn't make it to get it. I doubt that's really what it was, but it's what it feels like right now. I definitely do feel like now, though, that they didn't expect him to make it to that appointment on Friday, but they literally weren't giving us that indication at all. Oh, no. Anyway, so now we're having him cremated, and now I have to deal with all that. That's why I guess I should have said earlier. I posted my mom's PayPal and my dad's Cash App because I'm trying to figure all that out. But I didn't want it to go to anything of mine because then I have all kinds of other shit coming out all the time, and I didn't want to have to try to keep up with it. I posted all of it on my Facebook last night. I finally, like, once I saw the obituary yesterday, I shared that and then made a big long post about everyone abandoning him. And it really fucks me up that my sister let him die so hurt by her. Like, I don't know, it's just crazy. And then her sister, Samantha, called me yesterday morning and was asking me about, like, a memorial service and all that. And, like, I think maybe for his birthday around Christmas, me and the kids and my mom and whatever, I feel like we are going to do something for him. But I don't think I really want to do everything for everyone else to be able to make their self feel better. I don't think he would have wanted me to either. I don't think he would have wanted us to do something for a bunch of people to come fake like they care now when none of them, everyone knew he was sick. And I reached out to a few people to say, like, I think he would want to see you. Like, almost nobody made any effort. One of his sisters came to see him in the hospital, and she was actually going to come Friday morning, but he passed away before she could. And then one of my cousins went and saw him at the hospital in Tyler. And then me and my mom and the kids. That's it. Nobody else tried to do anything before now. So it's just hard for me to, and my mom just keeps saying, well, like if anybody's, gonna like help pay for anything or whatever, like, and I said, well, they can call and handle that directly at the funeral home because I don't have anything to say to any of them. I guess anger is the first step of grief, right? That's what we're gonna do. I already had the kids pick out, like, one picked a bracelet, I think, and then the others have like necklaces, and I picked a necklace and we're gonna put his ashes in that. And then I told my 7-year-old last night when we go, because we usually go to Florida every other year, and we're supposed to go in June next year for my oldest son's 21st birthday. And I told my 7-year-old last night, I was like, well, I guess everywhere we go, we'll take a little bit of Poppy with us to leave little ashes everywhere we go. Like the beach. Anyways, this is just all so fucking hard to navigate and know what to do. So he was diagnosed. This is the crazy shit, okay? So as many appointments as he has had, from the bypass to them biopsying the nodules in his throat to just everything. Like, he literally sees doctors several times a year, like has checkups and labs and all these things. So tell me why it took him going to the emergency room out here because he thought he like cracked a rib coughing too hard or something because he has COPD and was still smoking cigarettes. Anyways, he went to the emergency room in pain, and that's how they found the cancer. And then it was really aggressive by then. But he was honestly doing really well the 4 months he was on the chemo. Once they stopped the chemo, everything went bad really fast. And then even after they did the chemo in the hospital, it helped. Like, not for like very long and not very much, but it's just so crazy how, because I know everybody reacts different to all of that and whatever, but it like seemed to give him more life when they did the chemo. Like, I don't know. It seemed to add more minutes, more minutes to his life. I don't know. Once they stopped it, everything got really bad really fast. I feel like they just pissed it off, and then it was like so angry by then. I don't know. I just know it was a lot worse than they were telling us it was, and whatever, though. Like, from my chart, from the things my mom read in my chart, I really didn't have a chance to look at it because I didn't know that they would disable it so quickly. He passed away Friday, and Monday they disabled it. And to me, that feels like they don't want us to see all the stuff that was on there. So, anyways, when I called yesterday and talked to the patient advocate, and the biggest thing she seemed like the most concerned with was the bump on his head because no one told us anything. I don't know. Like, how do you not contact the family and let them know what happened, or just, I don't even understand. Or the fact that they were coming in there and like only dealing with him when he was like, I don't know. And then the doctors, the residents, they would come in and they would wait until he got his food every time. And then they would come in there and then talk to him until it was cold and he didn't eat. So it was just like, or every time he would fall asleep, they would come wake him up. I mean, I get they had to do like vitals and do all that stuff, but it was like nonstop the whole time he was there. Except the last day. The last day they more ignored him. I'm sure they came in and did what they were like obligated to do, but the last day they really just went from being really annoying and whatever to just not really around. So I don't think I even said that. So I think he was only sick about 6 months. I mean, that we knew of. From the time he was diagnosed until the time he passed away, it was only about 6 months. And 4 months of that he did chemo, and honestly was better than before he started the chemo. Before he started the chemo, he was in a lot of pain, like a lot of pain. And he had kept asking recently, before he went to the hospital and stayed the 2 weeks and then got sent home here to my house and all that. Before that, he kept asking the cancer doctor, he kept telling him he needed a back brace. So when he finally went up there and they kept him, he literally had a belt around like his whatever, I guess, to try to keep it straight. He was in so much pain that he had contracted his own like brace situation. Sorry, I'm trying to read these comments and get caught up because I get like so confused and lost, especially right now. June 28th, Mama was released with her diagnosis, and 1 week to the day she died. Did the cancer spread? If you don't mind, I don't know. I don't really understand. We don't have cancer in my family. Like, so all this is like nothing I've ever had to deal with. And so I don't really understand all of it or the terms or whatever. And so I know when we called 911 and we were at the ER at Pier, they kept asking about it. If that's, I don't know, about the metastasize. Is that how you say it? Metastasize. I guess that means it's really bad, right? I don't really know. Anyways, yeah, so they called the liver cancer secondary. So we still don't know what was supposed to be primary. And it was in his bone. It was in his spine. His spine was like, I guess they kept saying it was like a sponge. I kept hearing them at the hospital in Tyler saying he has spinal stenosis. All of it is just like, I don't know, a lot of words and really confusing. And I'm not a stupid person, but I just don't understand all of it. Maybe because there were so many different things being said, and I don't think they were really telling us the truth. Why would the doctor send him home with the PICC line and plan more chemo if it was that bad? Why do all the notes mention hospice and all of that, but they didn't ever say that to us? Hi, Shriner family. See, and they shouldn't be able to go back and edit it. That's what I was worried about. I really wish we would have got fucking screenshots of some of it from up there. I did find some screenshots in his phone from certain things. I guess he probably like took to send to me or my mom or my sister or something at whatever point. And see, that's another thing is my sister had access to his my chart, which I could have. I didn't want it. I didn't understand. There was so much of it. Every time I tried to look at it, it was too overwhelming. But anyways, my sister saw a lot of this. I mean, I don't know how often she was looking at it or whatever, but she used to do like medical billing and all that. So I would think that she understands it better than I do. And so if she realized it was as bad as it was and whatever, like why did she still not come see him or something? And she made a post on her Facebook before I had told anyone or before anyone even knew. She was the first one to go make a post and not even tag him or anything. Just said, Dad, I know, blah, 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 not in pain, blah. I don't even know what she said. I don't care. And then I go look in the comments, and I swear probably 98% of the people in her comments didn't even know him. It's just like crazy. Anyways. So sure, anger is the first step. Unless it's you, then it's greed. The doctors weren't at fault. And even if they were, you should have been researching what to do rather than crying. Oh. Anger is the first step. Unless it's you, then it's greed. The doctors weren't at fault. And even if they were, you should have been researching what to do rather than crying all this life. You sound like a fucking idiot. How about you go fuck your mother? Since that's what everybody likes to hear people say. Like, some of y'all are fucking really fucking what's wrong with this world, to be honest. Everybody wants to talk about politics and the president, but it's the people in this world that are the problem. People are fucking disgusting human beings. I would never, ever, ever talk to or treat people the way so many people on this app specifically do. It's fucking crazy to me. Like, so fucking crazy. And how do you expect somebody to know what to do in a situation they've never been in before? So, fuck you, Consuela Banana Hammock, bitch ass hoe. How about that? And it is the fucking doctor's fault. They stood there and fucking told me they weren't sending him home with the PICC line because they don't, like, that doesn't usually happen. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. That's not fucking common fucking practice. The doctors are very much to fucking blame. The people that let him fucking fall and hit his fucking head when he couldn't even fucking stand up are fucking to blame. He was in the hospital. Didn't happen at home. Fucking idiot. Okay, because you already made a huge mistake when trying to go after medical malpractice. You'll never win anything but Cash App donations, waiting for the lab to get money for the lawyer. What the fuck are you even talking about? Do you even know? Because you sound like a fucking idiot. You probably are in real life, hiding behind a fucking fake ass name like a fucking fake ass bitch. Metastasis means it spread all over the body. Yeah, well, they weren't saying that to us. Yeah, well, no, I want his records back to like 2020 because he wasn't treated very well at the hospital after he had bypass surgery either, and we weren't allowed in there because it was during COVID. So, and when they discharged him, they didn't go over any of the paperwork with my mom. They handed it to her and sent him out the fucking door for him to be brought home by ambulance, and then expected us to figure out how to get him back for his appointment the next week. So they covered their asses bringing him home by ambulance. But then what? We're not having a funeral. Hi, Mindy's Cult Survivor. So I When I talked to the patient advocate yesterday, she was making a note of everything and said, I don't know, she acted like for me to be able to get whatever records that we would have to do like a medical records request or whatever. And I think what you can do in person or probably like in writing. I don't know. Yeah, people definitely are fucking weird. Sorry, I'm trying to like reading it caught up. I feel like so nasty how people treat other people, and thank you everybody. I don't see that comment. I guess I was typing. Sorry, it doesn't happen with no home care. But they knew. In the notes it says they knew that no one would come out here. They knew that there was no home, like whatever. So they sent him home knowing no one was gonna come. And no, they were supposed to have someone come clean it, but they knew no one was gonna come. That's where I have a fucking problem. No one ever came here. Like they literally until we called 911 and to take him to the ER, like I kept calling her. Like literally the lady on the phone at one of the home health places told me that she doesn't know of anywhere around here that accepts Medicaid. They only accepted Medicare. And so basically she said, call me back on December 1st. And I was like, yeah, not gonna make it that long. I really think them not giving hospice despite his insurance should have happened. Um, well, they also just so Medicaid wouldn't pay for whatever they were gonna like whatever medicine they were gonna send him home with. So they also changed his medicine and then sent him home, not waiting to make sure that the medicine was gonna be okay. He was gonna be okay taking it. Like I don't think they should have been giving him. So he was taking extended release morphine every 12 hours, and then for breakthrough pain in between, then he could take the instant release morphine every 3 to 4 hours, and then gabapentin 3 times a day, and he had never taken that before. They were giving him Lyrica in the hospital, but I guess Medicaid wouldn't pay for it. And I tried to, and I it was only like $20. So I tried to tell my mom, and I tried to tell him, and he actually had a brand new bottle at home, so we would have just had to pay for it later. And so I tried to tell them like it's only $20, it's not that big of a deal, but the hospital was like rushing them out, so they just like agreed with the gabapentin. So he was, and that's why I really feel like the gabapentin is what was causing him to like he I don't know. My mom kept thinking it was the morphine. I was like, no, because he was taking the morphine before he went to the hospital. It's just they kind of switched how he was taking it. And so I didn't really think it was the morphine that was making him so like out of it and whatever. And he really could only sleep like 15 minutes and he would like pass out for like 15 minutes and then wake up like jolt back. I don't know how to explain it, but but then when we stopped giving him the gabapentin, he slept that whole night. I went in there to make sure, like, because I was checking on him like constantly, because this was the night before we ended up calling 911. And so I went in there when it was time for him to be able to take the pain meds again, the not the extended release, the instant release, whatever. And he was asleep, like passed out, and had been for hours. And so, I mean, like, he was still breathing all, he always sounds all, which obviously he had pneumonia, which we didn't know yet. But anyways, so I just let him sleep because I don't think he has slept like that in weeks. And so I just kept coming in there and checking on him. And that's why I really felt like the gabapentin was really affecting like his, I don't know, everything. And then obviously the sepsis is what caused him to start seeing things and saying things that didn't make sense. And he kept thinking my 7-year-old was like playing behind the bed and doing, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, well, and I keep saying I really feel like I really wish I could just like fall apart. Like I do. I wish I could like not have to worry about anything, not like I wish I could just fall apart. But there isn't anyone to pick up the pieces if I do, so I can't. I keep saying I don't like honestly if it like weren't for like my mom and whatever right now, I don't even know if the kids would be at school or any of it because I just can't. I don't care. I don't care right now. I really don't care about anything in this moment, which is really hard because then I feel like I'm letting my kids down. I don't know. Yeah. Well, and I don't know. That's another thing is I'm really hoping that I can even find out or prove that the PICC line is what caused the sepsis because I don't know what they were able to do in such short period of time at the hospital out here. And you don't think you don't know all the things to ask them to do or just I don't know. That's like when we went to the funeral home yesterday, I was trying to ask them about DNA, which sounds stupid, but I don't mean like DNA. Like I really wanted to do how I did me and my mom. Hold on, I have like all the paperwork stuff that I do have right here. I was really trying to find out about um like genetic testing type stuff, not DNA necessarily. But his doctor, the cancer doctor, ordered a test that was denied by Medicaid. And I was trying to but actually Medicaid would have paid for it if they probably billed it differently. I looked September 1st, his Medicaid changed, like they paid for this testing or whatever. So maybe it had to be done through a different lab or maybe they had to like bill it differently or whatever. But they were trying to, I have it right here. Where's it at? Right here. Foundation Medicine. So we just got this in the mail the other day and it says they were trying to like do genetic testing to figure out like chemo and whatever that would work. They were basically like trying to test the cancer genetics or I don't even fucking biomarkers of the cancer, I guess is how it was like when I looked. Okay, so this is the paper from the hospital. It says acute hypotension, cardiac arrest, sepsis, and septic shock. And that's the only thing I have from the hospital out here. Yeah, but his heart rate was, I mean, not his heart rate, his blood pressure was so low by the time he got there. So there's that. Um, anyway, so when they released them, they literally handed my mom, all the paperwork and didn't go over any of it with her. They literally handed it to her and discharged them and didn't tell her anything. Just, here you go. That was it. So how are you supposed to know what you're fucking supposed to do? Um, Yeah, we couldn't. So my dad had stents put in when I was about 15 years old. He had 99% blocked arteries and had 2 stents put in. And so literally with all the like since then, like and then other things since that, whatever, he had COPD and then he ended up having to have the whatever, like life insurance was always like because of his pre-existing conditions, whatever, like not really something that we ever could do. We tried and we looked at. My mom worked at Walmart for 8.5 years, and at one point she had it like on all of us, like even the kids. I think even my kids. But I think when it came to him, it was always not something we could afford because of all of his pre-existing conditions. Dude, I swear I feel like my eye is twitching. Mm. Yeah, so I'm gonna contact this one that was actually fighting with them over somebody else in a similar situation. And well, and then after he passed away, they were still his son and daughter-in-law were still continuing it. And can you like literally? And then my mom was like so like dumbfounded that they actually gave her this paper for some kind of a Daisy Award to vote for and put these 2 people's name on it. Like, yeah, we're sure gonna nominate you for some fucking kind of award. So fucking stupid. Anyways, so on the ambulance paperwork, where did it go? So they filled it out on Wednesday, and I said, but they were trying to send them home with no pain medicine, no nothing in the evening time, and then all the only store around that accepts his Medicaid is Walmart, and they were all out of one or the other of the morphine. So they were trying to basically send him home and send her on a wild goose chase, trying to figure all this shit out on Wednesday. And that's when I called the patient advocate, and I was like, no. And then my mom just kept telling them, I don't know, there was something I looked up, and she just kept telling them it wasn't safe. It wasn't safe. Anyways, but so here's the first ambulance and then the second because they were trying to send him home a day earlier. But it says, is the patient bed confined? Yes. And then it says, describe the physical or mental condition at the time of ambulance transport. It says neo something, neuro something, carcinoma and fracture I can't ever say that word. Thoracic spine. Unable to maintain erect sitting position in a chair for time needed to transport. So they knew this. So they knew all of this. She wrote it. She checked the boxes. So they knew all of this and still sent him home with an appointment to come back. Yeah. I need to look at all this stuff. I haven't been able to, but there's a lot of stuff in here too, even in the paperwork that they gave her. They said I can't say that word, whatever, tumor with Mets to liver and bone, COPD, CAD, SP stent, CHF, HTN, HLD, GERD, and chronic something. He was diagnosed in March 2024 with a neuroendocrine. Oh my god, I can't say it. Tumor of unknown origin by liver biopsy. There are numerous mets to both liver and bone. He underwent chemotherapy. Last treatment was 8/28/24. His last immunotherapy with whatever it was 9/13/24. He has chronic bone and abdominal pain due to the cancer, but it became acutely worse in the last few weeks. He denied vomiting, but is unable to keep anything down. Gets a feeling of heartburn. That doesn't even make sense. He denied vomiting, but is unable to keep anything down. He gets feeling of heartburn, then vomits. Then the heartburn improves. I don't even know how that makes sense. He does, and this was what date was this? 10/17. So the day he got to the hospital. He does report numbness in legs and weakness in his legs in the last few weeks, but he was able to get into the wheelchair to go into the hospital. He left the wheelchair, not able to stand or walk or do any of that, get brought home by ambulance, and then have to be carried out damn near in a fucking tarp. It was so crazy the way they carried him out. It was really like traumatic. There seems to be a significant progression of his disease. He has lost 15 pounds in the past 6 weeks. It was way worse than that after he left the hospital. Having tremendous pain in his thoracic spine, having nausea, unable to eat, labs show. I don't know what any of those numbers mean. He had PET scan today showing progression of his spine. All the big words I can't say. He was admitted in med-surg pain control, further workup of these liver abnormally, I cannot talk, and possible neurosurgical evaluation of his, they were talking about, like, I don't fucking know. It's just crazy. Anyways, I don't know. I gotta get ready for work, but I'm not far. And if you need anything, bye, Lacey. If you're still here, I'm about to get off, I think. It's fucking, I've already almost been on here 2 hours. The kids are gonna be home in about an hour and a half or 2 hours or something, and I just fucking haven't got shit done that I planned on doing today. And once they get here, it's crazy. Thank you, Shiner family. Bye. Anyways, I don't know. I'm probably about to get off anyways. I'm just like, I don't know. I posted on Facebook yesterday the obituary and a big long post about everything and how mad I am at the world. And then I also included in the comments the PayPal and GoFundMe, and I don't know. Everybody always asks how they can help, but when you actually need help, don't. So I kind of really hoped family or whoever would do something. Now that I waited because I wanted to make sure I had like a price and all that before I did anything, but I don't know. Nobody's done anything, and it just makes me feel even more fucking pressure to figure it all out on top of all the regular life shit that I have to figure out. Um, anyways, I don't know. Thank you, Chris. It's just, if I keep my brain, I keep saying I have to keep my brain or body busy. And then I'm just avoiding it though. So I'm not really sure what the right thing is to do. But I'm about to, when I get off here in just a second, I'm really about to get off here because I really wanted to try to get. So he was in my two little kids' room. That's where the bed was. And so until I've been able to get all the stuff out of there, that they came and got the bed last night finally. But I haven't been letting them really go in there. And so I really want to get their room back to usable for them. So I was really wanting to do that today before they get home. So in a second, I'm going to get off and start trying to work on that, I guess. What does this say, though? Hold on. Financial resource strain, low risk. That's crazy to me that they would even put that when the only income they have is his disability. Difficulty of paying living expenses, not hard at all. Um, Transportation needs, no transportation needs. Some of these fucking notes on here are just really stupid. Anyways. Yeah, pricing to see how much I can get from YouTube chumps. Dude, you're a piece of shit. In case you don't know. Like, literally, people like you are like scum of the fucking earth. And if I could be face to face with a bitch like you right now, man, that would feel good. Swear to God it would. All these bitches are so fucking quick to talk shit on the internet, but come to Texas, bitch, and say it to my face. Because I swear to God, that's what I really need right now, to just knock somebody the fuck out. And that's like not even the kind of person I am. But a bitch like you, I don't even know who the fuck you are, but I fucking swear, man. You'll get what you deserve. I have faith in that. Like, karma really is a bitch, and so are you. I swear I really, yeah, go fuck your mother. Fucking fake ass hiding behind a fucking fake ass name. Who are you, bitch? Too scared? Obviously. It's so funny. I have literally been myself everywhere. I have literally, you know what? Where's that paper? I want to show y'all something. So Thursday, after we called 911, I had gotten some mail that literally had no, like, I wasn't able to be like happy or excited over it because where's that mail? It's like right here somewhere. Because of everything, because we had called 911 that day or whatever, but I just want to share this with you guys and let all these fucking hating ass fucking disgusting scum of the earth ass fucking bitches. Dang, I can't find it. Man, I really want to find that fucking paper. Yeah, Consuela Banana Hammock, because they're a fucking piece of shit ass idiot. That's why. Anyway, so on Thursday I had gotten some mail that was from CPS closing my case and finding me not at fault for the dumbass bullshit people fake called CPS over. So yeah, what now, bitches? Because case closed, not at fault, no investigation, no case. How about that? So I hope y'all are even fucking saltier and fucking hateful now than you already are. So I just want the disgusting ass, miserable bitches to know that nothing that they do or have done has affected me in any fucking way. And never will. So hope their waste of time and all their fucking random YouTube accounts using people's names and pictures and making fun of people, and like I just hope all these like fucking miserable bitches are like happy with themselves, because I would think that they're not, because if they were, why would they put so much energy and time into being disgusting human beings if they were happy? Like, that's a you problem and not a me problem. Consuela Banana Hammock, where's your fucking hateful ass, bitch ass self? And what's your real name? You'll never tell because you're a scared ass bitch that hides behind fake profiles and other people's pictures. Mandy's Gold Survivor. P.S. I'm currently wearing socks and slides. You know what? I figured out, I was talking about that the other day, and I figured out I think it's like a sensory thing, because then your feet don't feel dirty. I don't know. Where's Consuela Banana Hammock? Because it feels good to like talk shit to fucking the best deserving ass bitch that hides behind fake ass names. Like, it really is crazy the shit that these fucking random weirdos that literally don't know me, and I'm like literally nobody special or important on YouTube or whatever, like have literally gone out their way to like call CPS, dox all my personal information, including my social security number, use my pictures to make fake profiles with weird ass names, like Amber Socks and Slides. Like, that's crazy. Like, to be so bothered by somebody that you don't know for no reason that has literally done nothing to you. That's really enough for me. Everything I just said right there was enough to know that you're a miserable ass cunt. She said, I live in Florida and wear socks and slides. Yeah, I don't know why they acted like that was such a, and I think Tira was the one that started it, but everybody else acted like that was such a weird thing. And I don't think it is. Some people choose not to, and some people choose, I mean, yeah, like, not, it's fucking weird. People choose the weirdest fucking things. Anyways, I bet all these fucking weirdos have never had the balls to say shit to someone's face in their whole life. Ever. I bet that's why they're so fucking brave now to sit behind a screen and talk shit to people. Just saying. Clark Kent. Good enough for heaven. Ever lied or stolen. Ever cursed, ever lusted, or hated anyone before. We broke God's laws, but Jesus paid our fine. Hello, Clark Kent. Anyways, I don't know. I guess I need to go. I really need to go do all this stuff before they get here. Transfer the trust from yourself to the Savior. You know something else I noticed? I wish I would have said something about this before, but anybody else that has seen or saw when Olivia's last live with all my information and my background check, which had someone else's name in it that wasn't even me, because she's so good at doing whatever the fuck she thinks she's so good at doing, that she had information about several other people, and then also had like one seatbelt ticket that I went to jail for a few times, and kept making it like it was multiple different things because she's too fucking dumb to be able to like read English or understand how to read paperwork or do anything. Um, on top of that, like I said, she clearly had someone else's information mixed with mine. So that's how dumb you are. Anyways, but I think that she really, I'm assuming, really fucked up with that one because, of course, me and several other people reported the shit out of it. And considering she literally was showing so much like personal information, I would assume that's why she hasn't been seen or heard from since then. Was because I would assume that YouTube probably agreed that that wasn't appropriate. I don't fucking know. I just know she disappeared after that. And thank God. Like, who the fuck even, who is Olivia? That's all literally I have heard anybody say for the last year. Who's Olivia? Because she's even more irrelevant than I am. Who the fuck's Olivia? What was it? Ticket. And so I didn't pay it. And so then I ended up having a warrant for the ticket. And actually they put it on my driver's license. So until I took care of it, I ended up not being able to renew my driver's license. But I was actually, the reason that it showed up so many times is because I went to jail one place and then was transferred to another. So it was like I got the ticket, went to jail, and then got moved to whatever. So it looked like it was like more than one situation. But when you're an idiot and don't know how to like read, I guess that's how it gets easily confused. Yeah, so Lady Di was someone was using her husband's picture and a name that she would know in one of my last lives. So these people are fucking weirdos. I mean, and it doesn't like then and they like target random people, like people they don't like, literally get a job, get a life, get a hobby, like figure out why you hate yourself so much, maybe. Consuela Banana Hammock. Yeah, well, I just told you how I go to jail over a seatbelt ticket. It's really not that hard, but I'm sure it depends also where you live, and everything's probably different in different places. But I've actually never been convicted of a single fucking thing and have been to jail several times for tickets or shit that I got in trouble for that was dismissed because it was actually shit my ex-husband did and I didn't. Because I'm not a fucking piece of shit human being and I just try to do the right thing and take care of my kids. And that's all I fucking have done for the last fucking 21 years of my life. So, and no matter what fucking hateful hoes on the internet fucking think or say about it, that's not going to change. So, yeah, yeah. I've never even fucking lived outside of Texas. So if you fucking pull up paperwork that says I live or lived in Missouri, then clearly you're looking at the wrong fucking person. Drugs, huh? Drugs? What are we talking about? Drugs. I'll be nice. Get an autopsy. If it's not too late, the lawyer will want one. Otherwise, you're wasting your money. Well, it's too late. And, yeah, I'm not spending any money. I don't have money to spend. I've been trying to take care of my dying dad for the last 6 months. While dealing with real life at the same time and fucking people causing me continuous problems for no fucking reason, which again, has really not bothered or affected me because I knew that I didn't have anything to worry about as far as that goes. I mean, it's a little kind of stressful and whatever dealing with them doxing my social security number and all of that because just saying, had I needed to use that care credit and could have been approved and they fucked that up, that would have been a fucking problem. So they've done a bunch of times since your last live. They're selling pics off an old Instagram account. So then you can't prove how he got sepsis and the hospital and someone previous comment was correct and not mean. Yeah, there's like I don't think you understood what I said about the fact that they like literally there's so many notes from the doctors and nurses and everything. Like there's so much proof of all the shit that they did. Like not to mention what was said by the ICU doctor out here, like the conversation I had with him about the PICC line and all that. So I just have to get medical records from both and then go from there. Don't really know what I can do until I do that. If there is anything I can do. And to me, it's not about money or anything. Like literally, I just want somebody to be fucking held responsible, like for doing the shit they did. I don't care about. I never do anything for fucking money ever. Work, and still, then I don't even. I don't know. I wish I could be about money the way other people are, but to me, it's just a means to an end. Way to pay the bills, way to whatever. I've never been a fucking greedy, money hungry person. So, with the fact that this fucking weirdo called me that is weird. Pretty sure you can get that for free, just like medical. What are you talking about? I didn't get a notification about that because I'm not mad at you for kissing Taryn. Cheers, ass, blah, blah, blah. Medical records are not enough. If you can't prove the death was caused by malpractice, they can say he came home and had an aneurysm from a hiccup. But he didn't die from an aneurysm or a hiccup. He died because he was in septic shock, which can probably be proved how he got septic shock. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I don't know what planet you live on, but everything they record is to protect their asses. You will not win the records that they have. Yeah, that's not necessarily the case either. Because they sure did notate that we continued to tell them that it was not safe to leave. They literally put that all the situation about trying to send him home without the medication. The caseworker that told me they wouldn't send him home with the PICC line notated all of that. I'm saying there was like so many people and so many notes. It was like that's why it was so hard for me to try to even figure out where to start or like. And I wish I would have realized that they would have disabled it so fast because I sure would have had all that shit printed off last weekend. I'm not discussing it to raise awareness. I have a specific attorney that I'm going to contact. And until then, I don't really care what some random cunt on the internet feels about anything. That's so bored and miserable in their own life that they go on the internet to spread hate and negativity for no other reason than they get off on it. I'm just really, really happy and thankful that I'm not that person. Like, I would probably, ugh, I'm not even gonna say what I was about to say. Whew. There's no proof because I'm pretty sure it says right here from the hospital that he was in septic shock. So, literally, pretty sure that's what they said. Pretty sure that's what this fucking piece of paper right here fucking says. Sepsis and septic shock. Like, fucking people are so dumb. And want to argue just because they think they're so funny and so cute. Fuck your mother, bitch. And I hope every person in your family dies a fucking horrible, painful death in front of you. So now what? They can't make you leave. It's against federal law. So what? Make my mom leave the ICU? They literally came in there and told her she had to leave at 9 o'clock. So what now? They can't make you leave. It's against federal law. Well, I mean, these 2 ambulance orders to forcibly make him leave, like, kind of say otherwise. Them coming in there every 20 minutes, harassing them for fucking 2 days about when were they leaving, says otherwise. It's okay. It's a good distraction from the crying. I'd rather fucking not be crying anymore. So it's and honestly says more about them than it does me. So, but they hide. I don't. Every single platform I have ever been on, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Reddit, I have always been myself, my own fucking name. I don't hide behind fake ass accounts, fake ass names, fake ass pictures, because I'm not a scary ass bitch. I had CPS called on me, still not a scary ass bitch. I had all my information doxed, still not a scary ass bitch. I'm still here under my fucking name, and they're still here under fake ass names because they're scary ass bitches. That's it. Yeah, I really don't. And that's why I really don't post on Facebook anymore. I feel like the way that I post on YouTube now is kind of more how I used to be on Facebook. But I haven't felt like Facebook is like what it used to be in like a really long time. So I guess it's easier to deal with the bullshit from people you like that you don't know than it is to like deal with hating assholes that you do know. And a lot of people are hating assholes because I guess they're fucking just miserable. Don't understand why else they would like to see other people like hurt and in pain and whatever. I don't get that because I've never been that type of person. But there's a lot of people like that, unfortunately. I would if she was bawling and actually upset and crying like she was weeks ago over her mean kids. I don't even I don't even have a response to that because you sound like a fucking idiot. Again. Fake book. You didn't give good advice. You gave hating asshole advice. Miserable cunt advice. So now go fuck your mother and watch your entire family die a horrible death in front of you. Okay, thanks. Ugh. And see, now I don't even, like, I'm not even okay saying that. That's not okay with me. Like, I really wish the worst for this fucking, like, disgusting human, but Like, that's not okay. I wish I didn't say that. I don't like, I don't like that. That's not who I am. And I don't like letting other people bring that type of shit out of me. So, yeah. I don't know. Whatever they're crying about, I would assume that I was probably upset about all this going on, and my kids probably did something else or whatever. I don't fucking know. I'm just saying I've been dealing with this shit for the last like 6 months, but the last month has been really, really bad, really traumatic, and I have been on here crying a lot. And I mean, my dad was like dying in front of me. What the fuck do you expect? And my kids are kids and they don't really understand or know how to act or know what, I mean, I don't know how to act or what to do. So it's not like I expect them to know how to act or what to do. So whatever the fuck they're talking about is probably definitely not really what the situation was. So thank you. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and go. They're gonna be home probably about 4:30 or 5. It's 3:30 here now. So I have probably about an hour and a half before they get home. Um yeah. So I've been having a really hard time during the day when no one's here and then at night when everyone's asleep, which is really usually my time. That's when I'm like, so I usually stay up late after they go to sleep and try to do stuff, whatever, so everyone's out of my way or whatever. But lately it's like the quiet is just like, I don't know, it's different. It's a different quiet now. When everyone's asleep and I'm in here by myself, it's just like hits different. And that's how I was feeling before I did this live. So I was an hour late doing it. Because I wasn't sure if I even wanted to. And then I just kept crying and I was messaging my mom and going on and on about everything because I just keep like getting stuck on things. I wish I would have done this or whatever. I know I'm pretty small too, and I feel like I have the weight of the world on my shoulders. So I guess I have football pads for shoulders at this point. Well, so I scheduled it last night. So I kind of assumed it would send one then. I don't really know how. I don't fucking know. Does it send? No, because it probably only sends it 30 minutes before usually, and then when it starts, right? So I scheduled it for 12:15 originally, and then I was like really upset at that time, and so then I was just not going to do it, and then I rescheduled it to 1:15, but then I missed the time, and so then I started at about 1:30, I think. I don't know. Should I wear a size 4? I'm 5 foot. I beat you. um, but yeah, so I'm only 5 foot. I don't know how much I weigh, and I probably don't want to know right now. uh, and then my shoes, I wear like about like a 6.5, maybe. I'm a pretty tiny human being. And it's really funny because I was like 10 pounds when I was born. So it's really funny to think that I was so huge when I was born. But I think my mom was like 2 weeks. overdue. So maybe that's why. But anyways, I was 10 pounds and had a huge head. And now I'm small and have a tiny baby size head that wears little hats. Then my weight is from being sick. She said I'm 5 foot tall too. I'm 5 foot and a quarter of an inch. Because I thought when I grew that quarter of an inch, I was like, hey. But that was it. It didn't go any further than that. So when I had to pick the picture for my dad's obituary yesterday, like I don't know why I hadn't thought of it yet, but I had went through his phone and sent myself a bunch of pictures and stuff that he had on his phone and just stuff that I had found, whatever. But then I realized that like most of the pictures we all have, he wasn't wearing a hat and he like never went anywhere not wearing a hat. So I just don't understand why all the pictures we have of him, he didn't have a hat on. And I didn't want to use that because I knew that it was something like my whole life, he's been like balding on the top. He only had hair like around the sides and a little bit on the side. It reminded me of Homer Simpson, to be honest. He only had like a few up on the top. So he always kept it cut pretty short. But anyway, so he would always wear a hat. And then, like our family Christmas pictures, like I realized she must have, the girl that did it must have always had him take his hat off, except for one. I realized that was the only picture that I could find that was a good picture that he, where'd that phone go? Where'd that phone go? Oh, there it is. That he had a hat on. He looked happy and healthy and was wearing a hat. So that was the one I chose. I really wish I had a picture of the giant bruise on his head so I could show y'all how bad it was after fucking 3 weeks. Because it was still really bad. Hold on. God, his phone was so slow. God, is it not doing that? Oh, I didn't realize that it finally did. I signed the guest book and then I couldn't find it. And then now it's finally showing it. Anyway, so here's the picture that I used. Well, no, so he had, I think I showed a picture earlier too of the knot. But after 3 weeks, it was still a huge bruise. And that happened at the hospital. And then they sent him home less than a week later. Oh, I really thought that disappeared. And I was like, dude, I can't write that again. So I wrote this on the guest book. I signed the guest book and I wrote, look how long it is. And then I was like, and then I couldn't find it. And then I was like, well, I'm not doing that again. So I thought it was just gone, but I guess maybe they had the funeral home, maybe they have to like approve it or something. I kind of was thinking that. Um, So I think I'm like, as far as like a memorial, I think I'm just gonna do something with the kids when it gets closer to Christmas, because that was all, it would have been a 65th birthday. And I think I want to go like do paper lanterns and let them like write notes to send to heaven. It's really hard to, my 4-year-old really doesn't understand. That's what I just keep telling him is Poppy's in heaven, which I told him, like, I kind of had already like prepared him for it before. I kept saying, well, Poppy's going to be going to heaven, blah, blah, blah. And then so now I think he just kind of thinks that, I mean, I don't know, he knows up. I don't, but I think he feels like it's just another place somewhere. I don't know. He's only 4. And then my 7-year-old, they were so close. And I really feel like he's just trying so hard to be strong for me because he sees that I'm like falling apart. And it's so crazy how it comes in waves. And I've like heard all this about being so angry, and then about like it coming in what, like, and it really does come in waves. I'll just like, I'll be fine because I'll like just be distracted or whatever. And then I'll start thinking about whatever. And like, I don't know. And I also didn't realize that I could cry so many different cries. Just earlier, I was like gut wrenching, like no noise, no tears, just like crying with my body. I don't even understand how to explain it, to be honest. Um, hmm. I was trying to see. I missed a bunch of comments. Okay. She said my dad always had a long mullet. A mullet, LOL, that's cute. I think he posted the bruise on the community tab. My Bessie's grandson is 13. That's full. All my kids and even my boyfriend went through a little mullet phase a few years ago. Um, Honestly, the family picture, that picture I just showed y'all of my dad, the one that's the rest of us are in that picture. I think half of them had little mullets going on. Actually, my 15-year-old still has like the curly hair mullet thing going on. So he shaves it right here, and then it's like curly. And it's so weird because I permed it several years ago when all the kids were wanting curly hair. And now it's just curly on its own. It's like has grown that way. It's really weird. Your 15 or 16-year-old looks like him. The one that plays football, he looks just like his dad, actually. Let me see if I can show y'all a picture of my ex-husband and my older 3 kids' dad, because he looks just like his dad. But it's really weird. I was just telling him that the other day, that I feel like I see his dad and my dad in him. So I swear I thought I saw something moving around outside the door. But it's like not like glass. It's like kind of like a stained glass, but not stained. I don't know how the fuck you call it. Patterned glass. Anyways, ugh. I really do need to get off, but I just was going to show you a picture of my ex-husband real quick so you can see. So then y'all can decide if you think my kids look like him, them, me, my dad, whoever, whatever. And it's actually really weird because I think that my 15-year-old looks a lot like their dad, but then I think my 4-year-old looks a lot like my 15-year-old when he was his age, like when my 15-year-old was the same age as my 4-year-old, and they have different dads. So it's really weird. But like I said, I also feel like I see me in him. Hmm. Okay. And then I'm going to show this picture and then I'm going to go. Because I really have a lot of stuff I need to do. And it's honestly better when I try to stay busy and don't let myself think too much. Because I do. I think way too hard. What the fuck? Why am I not finding this? Why am I so stupid sometimes? Because it's not like I don't know that I could just just go pull up his Facebook real quick. I'm just gonna sit here and look through my pictures instead of doing it the easy way, of course. That's part of the problem is I just like can't think things through right now. No. So my kids, I don't know if I said this the other day or not, but my kids, my two younger kids, their teacher, their primary teacher, I mean not teacher, principal, her and her husband own the funeral home. So she has actually been like a lot of help in helping me figure out what the hell to do. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna get this picture and then I'm gonna go. Here's a picture of him and all the inmates in the federal halfway house. He's this one right here. Ugh, right over here with the bandana on. I can't point. Anyways, hold on. Let me find another one of just him though. That was just funny to me because one of the first pictures I saw was him with all the people in the federal halfway house. Okay, so here is my older three kids' dad. I wish I had one like you could see like his face better because I swear my oldest, or not my oldest, my oldest too does kind of look like him, but really more. I think the 15-year-old the most looks like him. It's just like I swear every one of these pictures he has like sunglasses on, so you really can't tell. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna find one without sunglasses. Whoa, my eyes got dizzy just now. My eyes got dizzy. Is that possible? Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to find a picture. Look at this one. This is Mother Son Nerf Night or Mother Son whatever night they called it. They've changed the name of it a couple times. And look, so this is my 15-year-old and then the one that's about to be 17, right? I swear they used to look like twins. People used to say that to me all the time until the 15-year-old like grew like past the 17-year-old and now everyone thinks the older one's the younger one and the younger one's the older one. Anyway, so that's me with them in 2019. So that's how that's how tall I am compared to them then. Anyways, yeah, I don't I was really gonna try to find a picture of him where you could actually like see him, but I don't find one. Ugh, I'm scrolling so fast that it like, because I don't care to look at like any of this stuff. It's like annoying. Anyways, yeah, I'm not gonna find it. But I was gonna show y'all something on that picture I showed you a while ago. I'm gonna go back to it real quick. The first one I showed you. I just decided that I realized why all these hoes are so hateful all the time. No, I was really just being funny, but hold on. So what you're telling me, all these hateful hoes, what they are telling me is that no one ever tattooed their face on them. See mine and all the kids' faces. How funny is that? And then my name too. It's on the other side that you can't see it. Anyways, yeah, so that's why they're hateful, because they don't have their face tattooed on anyone. Mm, now I'm like really far behind in the comments. Hold on. It's cute that you look perfectly half and half of your parents. They definitely didn't kidnap you. Paper lanterns. Please just no balloons that end up in places. See, and that's why so I was thinking one or the other, and then I thought it would be pretty cool to like do the lanterns at night and then like watch them. So I love the curly hair mullet. The dry tears hurt and give me migraines. Some days it's hour by hour. I feel like every time I do cry, it's from like deep in my fucking soul, and I usually end up with a headache that lasts like for like 2 days and makes me like really regret crying. Um, just know you're not crazy when you talk out loud to your dad or when you cry. I was talking to him earlier when I was doing the crying. I was talking about with no tears and no noise. I was. She said, "Give it, Amber. My hubby has my name under his rib cage, but no tattoos of my face. I'm gonna tell him." Yeah. Well, I kind of really didn't want him to do that. When he did it, was when he was already in federal prison, and I was already like kind of. I had already left before that and was really checked out. But I tried to. I was like at that point was trying to still be like supportive and tell him what he needed to hear because of the situation. And so I tried not for him not to do it, but it was like really hard to say, like, don't do that because whatever when I'm, yeah, anyways, is, yeah. So I wish he wouldn't have done it, but it's just funny because he actually has this tattoo on that tattoo. It's like, that's weird. But, I don't know. And then I guess it would be kind of weird to get it covered up now too, right? I don't know. Fucking weird. But he's been in jail more than he hasn't, so it's not like he's been in like a relationship where he had to worry about someone else like whatever. So he won't be out until probably 2027, and by then our youngest will have just turned 18 by the time he gets out. I know the first thing Friday night I messaged the girl that has been doing my tattoos lately. She did this one, and this one's actually for my grandma that passed away, my mom's mom. It says K Sorrel Sorrel because she used to sing that song. Anyways, I messaged her Friday and I said I need a tattoo, but I don't know what I need, and I don't know when. So, and then she was trying to come Sunday, and I was like, I don't even know what I'm getting. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how many have. And so I got his name too that I need to get covered up, my ex-husband. And so, like, I feel like I knew better than doing that. So this time I tried to do a different version. So this it says Forever Young, which is my boyfriend's last name. So either way, like, I don't know. But that's also my kid's last name. So I kind of was thinking that I wanted to get like his writing that says like I love you or something. I don't know. I'm not really sure what to get for him yet, but literally that was one of my first thoughts. But it was really crazy because when he was on like Wednesday, on Tuesday or Wednesday, he was asking me about these, about both of these. We were like literally sitting in there talking about it. And I know he's seen them before. I mean, obviously, but it was, I don't know. Like I said, he wasn't really all there, but we were talking about this when I was talking about how it's the rose is growing through the skull and whatever. So we like literally just had that conversation. Mom, that cat's meowing out the door. The cat's meowing out the door. So she said, "Oh my God, you just said that as I sent it. It's a peacock on my side from my huh? Do you have anything?" Yeah. I was gonna try to find where he either like wrote my name or something. I don't know.
Checking my purse. I mean, in my thing, where on back. I ain't looked nowhere else yet.
Anyway, so when we moved the RV or whatever here, they had this cat that they don't really know where it came from. So when we moved my mom here Sunday, the cat came too. And so it's probably like super confused and don't know, but it like is meowing out the door right now, like, let me in. And it's really weird. We always end up with black cats.
That one got snake bit or something. I'd say.
But we've had several black cats, and it's like solid. I don't think it's solid black, and it's like, I don't know. Anyways, all right, 2.5 hours later, I'm gonna go now. Plus, the kids are all out of school already. And now that the 15-year-old doesn't have football practice until 4:30 every day, so he won his last game too, by the way. So I said at least, but I didn't tell him. He didn't know. So that was the day that my dad went to the hospital, and so he didn't know. Is that? Oh, well, I know, no, but someone was driving by, but I didn't see them go by. So I was like, where'd they go? Anyways, the kids didn't know that we had called the ambulance or whatever. I didn't want it to affect them at school and then his game after school and all that. So he didn't know, but they won their game. No, yeah. They won their game 12-0, I think. And it was their last game of the season. So both kids won their games at least. But this sounds like a really smart. Anyways, all right, I'm gonna go. Thank y'all for being here. And if Consuela Banana Hammock is still in here, fuck you, you stupid bitch. And I'm sorry you're so miserable with your life that you like to talk shit to people that you don't know on the internet. And go fuck your mother. Okay, bye. And everyone else, thank you for being here.